What's up YouTube, how goes it? In today's video, we're having a look at the Redragon Horus. I have no idea if I butchered that or not. Otherwise, this keyboard is also known as the K618, a low-profile keyboard by Redragon. And yes, it does look very much similar to another high-end low-profile keyboard. I'm talking about the Logitech G815 and G915 keyboards. But they say imitation is the finest form of flattery. And I have to be honest, the Redragon definitely looks like a very nice keyboard, but it brings a few unique features of its own. And in today's video, we're going to do a detailed review to see if this keyboard might be the one for you, if this is the gaming keyboard you've been dreaming for and waiting for, or if your money is better spent elsewhere. As always, if you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like button, consider subbing to my channel. Thanks for watching, let's start. Starting off with design and layout, as you can see, this keyboard has a primarily hard TPU finish, but despite that, it doesn't feel cheap or finicky. In fact, it feels quite sturdy for a plastic keyboard. So since this is a full-size keyboard, you'll notice, of course, you have the full-size alphabet pad. You also have all the function keys you'd expect, a full-size 10 key pad, the arrow keys, and all the other keys you'd expect. You also have rubberized gaming mode keys and rubberized macro keys on the top side. You also have a full set of media playback keys above the number pad. And finally, you'll notice you have a volume scroll wheel, which honestly is super useful. I use it all the time on my G815, so yeah. The bottom of the keyboard is also made of plastic. You do have these two keyboard raisers, which of course allow you to adjust the height. It's worth noting there's only one setting. You can either have them up or down. You also have this nice little convenient USB slot. This is to insert the 2.4 GHz USB adapter when you're not using it and carry the keyboard right around with you. Aside from that, there's really not a whole lot more to see here. The K618 is definitely a gamer's keyboard. With a 1.2mm travel, it's designed to give you the least amount of time pressing a key, which of course is important in games where you have a lot of actions per minute. Also, it's worth noting this is a red switch or linear type keyboard, meaning it makes relatively little noise for a mechanical keyboard, and also it has rather limited force or pushback when you press on any given key. All of this is more or less in line with what you want from a linear type keyboard. This keyboard is also excellent for office environments or work environments where you don't want to make a lot of noise, but you appreciate the feel you get with a mechanical keyboard. I also like the fact that the keycaps are nice and sturdy. They don't feel cheap or flimsy. A lot of keyboards in the mid-range and budget categories often have keyboards that feel outright finicky. It's also worth noting that the keycaps are entirely swappable, and also you can replace the red switches. Redragon does provide you with a couple of replacement switches, and you also get the key swapping as well as the switch remover tools on board. Perhaps the biggest strength of this keyboard is connectivity. The sheer amount of ways you can connect this keyboard to a device is actually very much impressive. So firstly, you can connect through a steady Bluetooth connection, and not just one, by the way. You can have up to 3 unique Bluetooth profiles, meaning you can connect up to 3 individual devices and have those profiles saved directly on your keyboard. Alternatively, you can connect using the 2.4 GHz USB adapter that comes included with the keyboard. Not a wireless guy, like things up close and personal? Well, you can connect through a wired connection using the USB-C port that comes on board. And this is the same port, by the way, you would use to charge the actual keyboard itself. Of course, this is a fully backlit keyboard, and yes, it has full RGB support. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting the colors to look this good on a keyboard of this price, but it does not disappoint. You get 20 distinct preset modes, which you can swap around again using entirely just the keyboard, and you have 9 distinct colors that you can play around with. Overall, combine them and you get a lot of cool effects. Now, one of the weaker elements of this keyboard is its battery life. Redragon claims you can get up to 30 hours on a single charge. In my realistic test, this was more or less around the 25-hour mark, which isn't bad, but that's 5 hours less than what they advertise. And to be fair, I had the backlight on all the time. I was trying around different effects, but again, I honestly think this keyboard isn't as competitive as some other options out there when it comes to sheer battery life. So here's the final take, guys. The K618 is priced at approximately $75 USD, and it offers features that you often find in keyboards that are usually twice or even more of that of its own price. but you get a nice design, albeit one made of hard TPU but sturdy TPU. You get nice keys, you get a nice linear experience. You'll find that the keys are not cheap, and also you'll definitely appreciate the fact that this is a gamer-friendly keyboard thanks to the small key travel, as well as the fact that this is designed to provide a nominal pushback. Also, the sheer amount of connectivity options here again make this a very functional device. Battery life is definitely towards the lesser side in my opinion, but it's not going to be to the point where you can't have a good long-term wireless experience. Just don't forget to charge it at nighttime or whenever you're not using this keyboard, and if you don't want to worry about that, just put it in wired mode. But again, overall, this is a fantastic keyboard that has a lot to offer, and the biggest bonus here is that volume scroll wheel. Trust me, it's more useful than it might seem. As always, if you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like button, sub to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.